Imagine a world where queens commanded armies, where scientists rewrote the rules of knowledge, and where ordinary women, who were never supposed to be remembered, still managed to change the fate of nations. These are not myths. These are true stories, often buried, sometimes forgotten. Tonight, we will walk together through the corridors of history and meet the women who reshaped the world with courage, brilliance, and unstoppable will. Long before England became the land we know today, there was a queen with fiery red hair whose name echoed like thunder, Boudica. When Roman invaders took her land, humiliated her family, and tried to break her spirit, she did not bow. She rose. She gathered tribes, stood before warriors, and led a revolt so fierce that even the mighty Roman Empire trembled. Her chariots rolled across the countryside. Her people rallied with fiery hope. Though Rome crushed her in the end, her defiance carved her name into eternity. To this day, her statue stands in London, the spirit of a queen who refused to be broken. In another part of the world, centuries earlier, stood a woman of wisdom, Hypatia of Alexandria. In a time when knowledge was guarded fiercely by men, she opened her hands to share it. She taught astronomy, mathematics, and philosophy in one of the greatest cities of the ancient world. Riding in her chariot with scrolls under her arm, she became a beacon for scholars who came from lands far away. She believed in the power of reason and truth above dogma. Her death at the hands of a violent mob was cruel, but her light never faded. Every scientist who dreams of truth still walks in the shadow of her brilliance. Centuries later, in the heart of medieval France, a young peasant girl heard voices that no one else could. Her name was Joan of Arc, 17 years old, yet she stood in armor, banner in hand, leading soldiers into battle. They followed her not because of rank or birth, but because of unshakable faith. She gave courage to thousands, lifted a broken nation, and for a brief time, she turned the tide of war. Betrayed, captured, and burned, her life ended in flames. Yet her spirit became immortal. Canonized as a saint, remembered as a national heroine, Joan proved that greatness does not ask for permission. It demands belief. Across the seas, in the vast empire of Egypt, there was Cleopatra, a queen whose name became legend. More than beauty, she carried wit sharper than any sword. She spoke multiple languages, negotiated with Rome's most powerful men, and ruled a kingdom caught between giants. Cleopatra played the dangerous game of politics, love, and survival. And though her empire fell, her name never did. Even today, she is remembered as one of the most iconic women in human history, a queen who turned her life into legend. Fast forward to the dawn of science. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, a woman in a modest lab worked with glowing stones that no one fully understood. Her name was Marie Curie. She discovered elements that would change medicine, energy, and war. She became the first woman to win a Nobel Prize, and the only person ever to win two in different sciences. Her hands burned from radiation, her health weakened, but she pressed on. When the world doubted, she answered with discovery. Her legacy lives not only in textbooks but in every hospital that uses radiation to heal. Sometimes history does not change in palaces or labs, but on a bus seat. In Montgomery, Alabama, one evening in 1955, a quiet seamstress named Rosa Parks refused to stand up. The bus driver demanded she give her seat to a white passenger. She said no.